Hello there.
I need this episode to cheer me up somehow or bring some sort of energy because at the time of recording this, the Seattle Seahawks just lost to the Los Angeles Rams 17-16. The game just finished and I moved on to recording. And I had the recording all set up ready to go. Bear in mind the game finishing and we lost. We had the game-winning kick, field goal to win the game and went wide. So yeah, we move. We got to take our licks. We got to take our L's. And we move, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on, guys? It's your boy, Elie Moses, a 23-year-old law and film student here from Sydney, Australia, shooting his shot, baby. And yes, we are recording episodes 6 of Better Call Saul. Episode 7 of Better Call Saul season 4 today, titled Something Stupid. We're gonna get into the reaction. We're gonna waste no more time with this thing. We're still processing the L, but yeah, I'm smiling now. It's all good, but I'm not smiling at the run the Seattle Seahawks have to go through now after this game because I thought this was the winnable one, and then the other ones were gonna be, it was a death run. So yeah, let's get into the reaction. Something Stupid. Let's have some fun with this thing. Let's go. This one's only 41 minutes. Okay, this is a short one. Different morning, baby. Same process. This is some Hobbs and Shaw opening right here.
We drop into a quiet little place and have a drink or two. Time is right, your perfume fills my hair, the stars get burning, all the nights so blue. And then I go and spoil it all by saying something stupid like I love you. And then I go and spoil
Oh, the cast is finally coming off. Let's go. 3 weeks passed. Mesa Verde moving, baby. We expanding. We building.
I practice every day to find some clever lines to say to make the meaning come through. And then I go and spoil it all by saying something stupid like I love you.
I guess Paige and Kevin are happy now. The branches are opening up.
I love you.
Interesting beginning to the episode right there. Obviously that was like a 5-minute montage sequence right there, and I love how they kept the divider or the line itself, like the split screen sort of framing right there. I love how they kept the divider throughout the entire montage. And in the beginning, obviously, I was like, oh, okay, they're showing different events at different times with them brushing the teeth. But after a while, as the montage progressed, I think the divider was there to signify and juxtapose the different events in their life at the moment and how Jimmy and Kim are sort of distancing themselves from one another, not only professionally, but I feel like emotionally and in their relationship as well, because obviously when they were both working with Wexler and McGill, it brought them together more often. But now that they're diverging on different career paths, because Jimmy's obviously working at the cell phone store and then he's sort of doing the illegal activity as Saul, reselling all these phones with Hill, and you see that with the time passing with different tracksuit colorings and things like that. And then obviously you got Kim, you had the various sort of different Mesa Verde plaques of different branches opening up, but then you had that transitioning with her working at the PD, helping other clients, but then also it went back to her with Schweikart, and then just showcasing the development of that with all the banking, like obviously all the blueprints. You had her laying that out on the table, so that's moving along nicely, but you see the different career paths that they're creating with one another, and that's also distancing themselves. And you saw the progression as well with them even in bed, how they were sort of close with one another. You know, Kim put her leg over Jimmy right there, but then you saw the transition as well, and they the divider remained there. Like the line in the middle remained there, even when they were sitting together at the kitchen bench eating dinner. They weren't even conversing with one another. It almost seems like it's like a long, hard day's work. They're even too tired to talk with one another, and their sort of professional lives at the moment, even if you call Jimmy's professional, but their work lives or their hustles at the moment is causing a divide between them, and they're not even to the point where they're talking to one another. And then you saw at the end there, Jimmy's in bed alone at night, and because of Kim's professional life, whatever she's doing, whether it's at the PD or it's at Schweikart and Coakley, she's coming to bed late. And yeah, I think that was like a fantastic montage to open up, and it just shows that the two probably... I think this is a significant stage for their relationship in the show, especially with Jimmy probably having 8 to 9 months now remaining on his probation. I'm not sure how much time has passed now through that montage. I'm guessing months. Jimmy still probably got 6 months. I'm guessing they'll explain it in the episode. Probably six to 8 months still remaining on his probation. It's going to be interesting to see their relationship over that time, how much time they get to spend with one another, because the montage clearly showed Jimmy's eating freaking cereal at night by himself. He's watching films by himself now. Kim's still at the office, and they're no longer working with one another. Whereas in season 3, when everything was up and running, even though they were, backlogged with heaps of work, they still had the time to smoke outside their office. They were still together, but we see now they're distancing themselves. Damn, that was a long explanation. My bad.
We're 4 blocks from the courthouse here, so how convenient is that? Now, there's a bathroom, and it's cute. Get one of those snazzy Keurigs, put that in there. Stick a few potted plants around, make the place nice. What do you think?
So no more cell phones?
This is what the phones were for. So if you were a lawyer, this would be a great place, right?
If I was a lawyer? Nope. Big glass high rise, 40th floor.
Big glass high rise.
Yeah, he all knows.
When I'm not on my boat.
Bueno, Hector. Este es Verde. Ese es Verde. Excelente, Hector.
So he's awake.
Sorry, I'll take care of that.
Está bien, Hector. Es solo un espasmo muscular, ¿ok?
Intentional muscle spasm. You horny motherfucker. You horny. Really, Hector? Really?
Bueno,
He saw a big booty nurse and he ain't no stroke stopping me.
Conmigo? Muy bien. Este es París.
My guy woke up from a coma with the biggest heart on ever.
Anyone in particular you want me to talk to? Or not talk to?
Talk to anyone. Really, just have fun. Don't worry, they're gonna love you.
Yeah, hi.
Oh, Deborah Chow? Is that the Deborah Chow I think it is?
Don't worry, they're gonna love you.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, this is Jimmy McGill.
You know what all that Mesa Verde plaque signifies? Money. Success. For everyone. All interested parties.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
That's a bougie office. I like it. Hey, shout out Diana. That's cute.
Oh, we're just talking about company retreats.
No, it's a great idea. Where are we going?
Sorry, pal. Employees only. I'm thinking of splurging a little this year. You know, don't want to be outdone by the competition. You know, word gets out, you're a cheapskate.
Sure. That's hard to shake off.
Feel free to jump in. We're just spitballing here.
Albuquerque holiday, let's go.
Well, I mean, if you're up for adventure, you know where the great skiing is. Well, it's Telluride.
Okay. It's kind of a long drive, isn't it?
That could be part of the fun. You know, rent one of those fancy party buses. Stick Sound of Music on the TVs. Everybody sings along. Pretty soon you're there. And I gotta say, the runs at Telluride, they make Taos look like a bunny slope.
Telluride, huh? It's worth considering.
And parkas. Everybody's got to have parkas.
Of course.
No, I'm talking custom parkas. Matching Schweikert and Coakley parkas. Well, you're going to make an impression. You will thank me later.
You certainly don't think small.
Yeah, you know what? Aspen. Hey, that's where you want to go. Aspen is like Telluride on steroids. You got shopping, you got restaurants and spas, and
Now everyone
talk
wants to
about
jump in
client
and listen to
development.
him.
It's a billionaire's playground.
Yeah, Jimmy, Aspen is like a 9-hour bus ride.
9 hours. That is a long time to be sitting on a bus.
Yes, it is.
But what's that I hear?
Lights.
I'm a private charter jet. And I'm sorry, I'm very busy right now. I'm transporting 56 distinguished attorneys to their amazing destination, Aspen. Here we come. Come on, Rich. You're gonna love it.
Hey, I think Rich regrets saying to Jimmy, "Feel free to jump in." He jumped in too much. My guy dived right in. He got involved a bit too much right there, and I don't know if Rich was embarrassed in that moment, but there was sort of a shot right there where Jimmy was laying it all on the floor in terms of suggestions, and Kim had that slight glance towards Rich. Even though Rich wasn't in frame, you could tell who she was looking at, just like, please excuse me, just let him roll on. This is embarrassing, but like just let him be. But I think Rich wasn't comfortable right there, and he didn't like being put on the spot right there, because I feel like everyone was sort of or all the employees were sort of like not egging on Jimmy, but they were sort of like liking his suggestions and, you know, extraordinary ideas, these like mad adventures where I don't know if they weren't like corporate enough, they weren't bougie enough, or they weren't like, I don't know, they were just a bit too much.
That was something.
Oh, I thought he put his hand on her lap. The energy before the party and after the party. The German contract has been putting in work.
And he's made modest improvements in his ataxia, which is loss of
body movement.
Only Gus could cook that in this show. Fantastic. Maybe
This
Chuck
all
too.
sounds
Rest his
quite
soul.
positive. But you know the question that I will ask.
Is it him? Is it the Hector Salamanca you knew? I know it may seem like a small thing. That same exchange would have taken 4 times as long a month ago. And a month before that, he couldn't respond at all. Or his vital signs have improved. Also, I've been checking his progress using the SIS with particular focus on hand mobility, since that's his mode of communication.
Has he done that before?
The cup. That was likely an involuntary movement.
Involuntary.
was purposeful?
My ass involuntary. No pun intended.
You've done magnificent work.
Oh, thank you.
I understand that construction on your clinic is nearly complete. I trust the work is to your specifications.
That's putting it mildly. The new wing is simply extraordinary. Are you sure? Hector's progress is very promising. With sustained, intensive care, he may eventually learn how to talk and even walk again.
Nah, we're good, fam. We're good.
Perhaps we should temper our expectations. I believe the Pilot Marina is ready.
I love this man.
How big a pop are we talking about?
Clumsy ass idiots.
Große Macke.
Sag mal, hast du sie doch alles?
Mein Gott, Kai! Fertig! Die Klappe, Idiot! Hast du sie? Hört auf!
Jungs, kommt runter!
Good to see that team morale's high. Who runs these streets? Saul does. That's the hair loss thing they've been teasing, yeah? Because we see in the flashbacks in the black and white, obviously, his hair is significantly reduced.
What can I do you for?
This you? Saul Goodman?
That's right, officer.
You want to know where I got it? Off a drug dealer who got sprung today because he was using a drop phone that you sold him.
See, I got a permit, and I'm collecting sales tax, and this is a legitimate business, right? So anyone who wants to buy a phone from me is free to do so.
Alright, fair enough. If it's legitimate, then that's okay. If
respectfully
he's got all the
decline.
permits and stuff and it's a legitimate business.
You're gonna go this way, huh?
There it is. What's it gonna be? What? It's gonna be littering or rolling through a stop sign? Hey, how about you plant something in my glove compartment?
You know what, pal? Just take it easy.
And maybe this is
okay?
why people need privacy. Maybe this is why they need my phones. Maybe you're the problem.
Okay, so as long as you make a buck, the whole world can just go in the crap.
Yeah.
No! Assaulting an officer. That's.
He's a cop. Friend got confused, okay? He was just trying to do his job. I hired him for security. He was trying to protect me. You were in plain clothes. He had no idea you were a police officer.
Oh, he knew all right.
How?
I picked him up 3 years ago.
Really?
Yeah, pickpocketing.
3 years, that's a long time. I mean, how can you be sure it's the same guy?
Seriously,
Officer, look, you were right. I was wrong.
were you now?
Yes, and you know what else? You will not see me out here selling my phones ever again, right? So just do me a favor. Let's just shake hands, avoid the paperwork, and we just go home.
Do you a favor. I was asking you for a favor.
Fair enough.
Oh, I asked you nicely, and you told me to go screw myself.
I don't think I used those words.
See you around.
Well, Hill's gonna be locked up for a while unless his bond gets paid out, but that's interesting right there because we saw throughout the montage as well in the beginning that they were signing various papers off on his I think it was at the PD's office about, you know, his probation. I think it was like those monthly sort of meetings he was having. And those could potentially be put in jeopardy if he took that even potentially further, or if he got arrested or made the wrong move right there. Jimmy or Saul, whatever you want to call him now. I think I'm going to still go Jimmy for now. But yeah, that could be potentially put in jeopardy and become, obviously, I think we know it doesn't happen, or it might happen, but he finds some wiggle room or gets his way out of it. But you never know. That's lingering in the back of my mind now, that probation period and the things he's doing. He's putting that at risk heavily without Kim knowing.
Glad that you can join me for my happy hour.
Huh. He doesn't look so happy to me.
Today you'll feel better after, how do you say it, Mittagsschläfchen. When in kindergarten, the whole class has a nice little rest.
Nap time.
Nap time. Good. Now say Mittagsschläfchen. Mittagsschläfchen.
Mittagsschläfchen.
Ist bescheuert.
Something stupid.
He said, you sound like a real crowd.
How do you say bullshit?
Bullshit.
Yeah, that.
But really, you're one of us, Michael. Before we can continue, we must build a new concrete form and straighten the rebar. I'm so sorry. I'm happy to explain the delay to Mr. Frank.
He's not going to be
Don't
too
worry
happy.
about Mr. Frank. He just wants to see it done right. Let me ask you a question.
Of course.
What would happen if we sent Kai back to Germany?
Sure, he's a Cosmo, but he's a good boy. They all are.
Well, maybe that's the problem. They're boys.
Well, yes. But we need young people to do this work, or maybe you and I will do it.
Mike can do
They
anything.
thought they were going to be here for 8 months, and they can see we are not even halfway done. You have done a wonderful job, Michael. You brought everything we could ask for. But you can't keep men locked away forever.
Bring the women in. You got
Need
it.
fresh air, a change of scenery, and
Yep. Mention it. Hurry up. Women.
you understand?
Yep.
R&R. Rest and relaxation.
Precisely. This is what they need. R&R.
A week off, couple days off.
Prost, Michael.
Prost.
2.5 years.
Is this
Yeah,
Kim?
always go for the max. Come on now.
Oh, okay.
PD didn't make it sound promising.
Guys, he's just a burnout. He's trying to soften you up for an easy deal. All right? There's no way you do that kind of time.
You goddamn right.
You goddamn right. Wait, what do you mean?
I'm a bounce. I got places I can go.
No, that's not a good idea, Huel.
Better than going in.
Why don't you give me a shot at this? I think I can fix it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he gonna talk
What
to
if I
Bill?
told you you're not going in?
Like not at all. Not never. Because that's what it's gonna take.
Yeah. Never. Right? Just don't skip.
How you gonna do that? You ain't even a lawyer.
A lawyer. Dude, I don't need to be a lawyer, all right? I'm a magic man. You have a little faith in me?
Is he gonna ask Kim to come down and help him out?
See, now, I would help Huel myself if I could, but I don't think he's going to wait around a month for me to be reinstated.
Oh, a month.
You've been
Okay,
selling
okay.
drop phones on the street?
Kim, I just, if we could, look, Kim, here's what I'm thinking. I did a little recon, and the arresting officer, he has a DUI, 8 years ago, and he's been put on desk duty twice. I know he has anger issues. I can attest to it, right? So,
Yeah, battery on a PO. Mm-hmm. Thanks.
great. What's our first move?
I'm not tearing down a cop.
That's okay. You tell me.
I will look into this. I'm not making any promises, but if it is as bad as you say it is, I don't know, maybe there is something I could do. Maybe.
Thanks, Kim. Listen, I really appreciate it.
Okay.
This is a weird ass relationship, man. It's so weird.
And,
Like,
tell me if there's anything I can do.
Yep.
see, this is more like a sister being angry at her brother, not like a
Excuse me.
girlfriend being angry at her boyfriend. Like,
Oh,
you know,
Bella, can you just... Thank you.
it's so weird. It's like, I don't think I've even heard one of them say throughout this entire show, "I love you." Unless I've missed it, but I do not recall either one of them saying "I love you" to one another, despite them being in a relationship. I don't know, man. It's a weird, it's a weird depiction, but I like it at the same time because it's weird. It's like different. It's not like the lovey-dovey stuff you
I
used
got
to.
it.
Hope that wasn't a bribe.
Wow, that would be one sad bribe.
Not on my salary.
Do you have a minute to discuss a case? To start with, the whole thing was just a misunderstanding.
Pickpocket with a rap sheet attacks a cop in broad daylight. That's a misunderstanding.
I would not call it an attack. And realistically, we should be talking misdemeanor.
It's battery on a PO. That's 18 months plus a year.
Bitch time. I know what you're asking for. It's excessive. You had 5 other cases where civilians were accused of physical force against police officers, and not once were the defendants given anything close to this kind of jail time.
They weren't repeat offenders.
State v. Murphy?
Daniel Murphy was homeless. He was off his
He
meds.
headbutted a police officer. He gave him a concussion. 5 months. Suspended. State v. Carp. 5 months. Suspended.
You're not
Precedent.
seriously comparing
State v. Brezovich. No jail time. 2 months probation.
No priors.
She
Brezovich
came ready.
broke a cop's nose. This is unequal justice.
She came ready.
In this case, the officer was not injured at all. He was hit with a bag of sandwiches. How can you justify giving Babineau 18 months?
Plus a year.
He has no history of violence.
There is no negotiation here, Kim. And honestly, I don't understand why you want anything to do with this. On one side, I've got a decorated police officer doing his job. On the other, you have a professional thief who threw him to the ground.
Decorated.
And our only witness is a scumbag, disbarred lawyer who peddles drop phones to criminals.
What'd you say? What'd you say, Suzanne?
You don't know the whole story.
I feel like this is gonna
I'd rather talk to you in person.
take
You know?
longer than it should.
Okay.
Is that Jimmy in the
Very nice
background?
to meet you.
Yeah.
Great. I can be there within an hour.
I recognize
All
that
right,
car.
Mr. Babineau.
Does that mean what I think it means?
He's gonna call you after I talk to him, and you and I have to be on the same page.
Something stupid.
Can't run. He's gonna have to put on his big boy pants and go to jail. Shit. At least for a little while.
There's no way around it?
He's not gonna do what they're pushing for, I promise you that. But yeah, no matter what, he's gonna have to do some time.
Well, thanks for trying.
Jimmy, he can't jump bail. You'll back me up, right? Good.
Nah, knowing
I mean, if
Jimmy
you
and
say
Hill.
this is the only way we can legitimately do this, well, it's the only way.
So
Legitimately.
You're gonna tell him to stay put.
Yeah, sure.
Jump cut, run.
You do your thing, I'll do mine.
See that?
Jimmy, come on, what does that mean?
Don't worry.
See, they're not on the same page at the moment. Don't sleep at the wheel, Kim. Not again. This time I'm prepared for it. No. No jump cuts. No, stay awake. Yep. Don't. Oh, last time someone tried to do a U-turn like that, whoa, and hang, boom! T-bone. Yo, it's back to school days. School shopping. Yo, to that cop as well, man. How you gonna... Man, he should get a red card for diving. How you gonna get hit with a bag of sandwiches and go down like that? Like, come on, man. Like I took a dive. He flopped. Hey, shout out Crayola. My childhood.
Jimmy, whatever you're doing, don't. Yeah, I know, but listen. I have a better way.
Something stupid. Hey, that was an interesting episode. That was really short. That was like fast paced, 40 minutes and 30 seconds. It went very quick. Not a lot going on per se. But I think there's a lot of foreshadowing in terms of Jimmy and Kim's relationship in this episode. In terms of just like their interactions, how awkward they are, how short-lived they are. There's so many pauses in their talks. Like it doesn't, like I said, it's a weird relationship. There's nothing like it feels like there's no chemistry between them. It feels so forced, even like with their response times. Obviously, you can tell like sometimes they're disappointed in one another, but I don't know. There's no spark right there with them. I don't feel like there ever has been, but I feel like this episode was glaringly obvious that there hasn't been one. And obviously you got the Germans doing their construction thing. Not much to commentate on that, but besides it being delayed and potentially the Germans, you know, needing a bit of rest and relaxation, as Mike suggested. A lot of months have passed. Clearly 8 months have passed now, with Jimmy only having 1 month remaining on probation. I guess in the meantime, he registered that business of selling drop phones, I guess. But I'm not sure if him acquiring the drop phones themselves, the way in which he's acquiring them, is legal, because he's employed at that place. So I'm not too sure if that goes against his employment contract, as I was saying last episode. So I'm not sure if that's entirely legal as well. But yeah, I guess we'll find out later on. So yeah, I'm going to move on to the next episode straight away anyway. I'm going to record it. I'm not just going to let it end like that. But yeah, as always, guys, I hope you enjoyed my reaction. It's been your boy, Elie Moses. That was a bit of a slow episode, even though it was only 40 minutes. It was just a, you know, time getting by episode, I guess. The passing of time. But it's been your boy, Elie Moses. Take care. God bless. Peace.